What's going on, guys? In this video, I'll be simulating the 2024-2025 NHL season. I've got all of the new free agent signings added to all the different teams, all the trades put through. In terms of the draft picks, the only actually player I've added is Macklin Celebrini. He's the only one I'm very confident will actually be making that day one roster. The rest of the draft picks I'm not so sure about yet, so I'm just going to hold off for now. In terms of the team I'm using, guys, I'm just going to go with the Ducks here, as I feel like they're a team that, probably won't be, too big of a player here in the next season. You can see they're 81 overall, tied with the Sharks for lowest rated, but of course they got a ton of really good rookies. Central there, actually, a lot of teams are a lot better. St. Louis, lowest rated 84. Again, obviously all these overalls are different. You can see the highest rated team in the West is actually the Oilers, which makes sense. They just won the West. In terms of the East, you got Buffalo there. Montreal's only 82. They're lowest in the Atlantic. Metro, it's the Flyers there, tied with the Columbus Blue Jackets, which I think, you might expect. So, should be a lot of fun to see what happens here. I will have computer trades turned on so they can still, trade for players if they want to. I'm curious to see what trades happen. Once in a while, the simulation actually does predict something. Salary cap, of course, will be left on. It is a little bit lower in game than it should be in real life, but hopefully it doesn't break anything too much. And before I start simulating, guys, I'll show you free agency. You can see some of the players available in real life are available here. So you got Justin Schultz, Barbanov, Kubalik, Barry, Vrana, Hoffman. We'll sort by overall. I'm not sure why I wasn't like that already. Okposo, Yamamoto, LeBanc, Tyler Johnson, Hoffman, Vrana. Tons of Sharks players, honestly. Shillington, Kasha, Kessel's still there, Zadina. So, again, a lot of options for these AI teams. Most of them are pretty, up close against salary cap max. If not this year, definitely for next year, as obviously a lot of them have like the extensions added for guys that signed this year. That way, the first year is a bit more accurate. It's definitely like in a weird spot, the game with the roster. Doing the best I can. Vasi, definitely shout out to him. Huge help with this. So we'll sim through the preseason, and then I can show you guys just some of the most, notable teams, what their roster looking like. I'm talking like, the Sharks, the Preds, teams that really had, big overhauls this summer. I guess I should point out too, guys, as you can see here, I haven't subbed in the Utah team for Arizona just because if you do it, sometimes it gets a little bit confusing. I wanted to make sure the rosters are more accurate opposed to having Utah in place of Arizona, but you guys can see here, forward-wise, they're looking obviously not much different, but defensively, they got Sergachev there, they got Marino, they signed Ian Cole. Let's see, Boston Bruins, they're of course going to have Zadorov, they're going to have Lindholm there, first line center. Buffalo's going to have Skinner. Calgary Flames are looking, much weaker here after trading away so many players on that team. I'm thinking Carolina as well, their team, defensively, they're still quite solid. Like, they really got a good defense, Anderson and net. Forward-wise, though, I took Kuznetsov off the team, too, because there's rumors he's going back to the KHL, so you can see, like, their forward group compared to last year, not quite as good. Looks like Natchez, I guess he is signed, so that makes sense. The Blackhawks have added quite a bit of pieces. They don't have Bedard. Oh, my God, I hate this game. I hate this game. Bedard's not playing. Bedard is sent down to junior. Oh my goodness, I hate this game sometimes. Why? Why would you do that? You can see their defense there. Everything else is right. Why are they sending Bedard down? Oh my god, I don't think there's any way I can really affect it too. Like, what are we supposed to do? I guess I could have made him like older, but didn't think I would need to do that. Again, you can see Bertuzzi, Teravainen there. I'm trying to think some other teams with, big overhauls. Edmonton, of course. They got Skinner on the team and Arvidsson, like that top nine. Absolutely nasty. Florida, reigning Stanley Cup champs, did lose some pieces. You can see defensively there, they got Boakfish, Schmidt, some other cheap options. LA Kings, of course, no longer have Pierre-Luc Dubois. I just mentioned them two guys. Nashville here, whole new look team. Stammer, Marchessault. In terms of the defense, you got Brady Shea. I'm very interested to see how they're going to sim here. The Devils, another pretty active team on defense here, of course, bringing in Pesci. They signed Brendan Dillon. You got Nemetz and Hughes there, both young, should grow during the season. And like I was saying, San Jose Sharks here, so Jake Wallman, they got for free. He's their number one. I still can't believe. Gave him them for free. Couture is healthy. They got him playing with Celebrini there to fully add into the mix. Now, they got Will Eklund playing. Will Smith, though, is not playing, although he should be. So, again, we can only control, so much if they don't choose to play a younger guy. Really out of our hands. Chandler Stevenson there, as well as Montour on Seattle. Tampa Bay, of course, now has Jake Gensel. They're running him, Point, Kucherov all on the first line. Going top heavy. No Sergachev, but they do bring back Ryan McDonough, JJ Moser. So, Tampa should still be a pretty solid team. Toronto's new look there. They got Domi, of course, coming back. Forward-wise, I guess didn't really add much, but you do have Chris Tanev there. Giordano they brought back. Hakanpää's healthy, okay. Vancouver, I feel like, didn't do too much major stuff. Vegas, of course, lost Marchessault, lost Stevenson. Looks like they signed Veranda, though. I actually like the cheap sign they had for Olofsson. Then Washington, kind of a whole new look team. Like, they bring in Dubois, Mangiapane. They actually still have Pacioretty there. Defensively, they made that trade for Chychrun I really liked. And then, of course, in goal, they got rid of Kemper, but they brought in Logan Thompson, Charlie Lindgren. So, Whole new look NHL there. Like I said, I do want to quickly check, like, Chicago and the Sharks. What are they doing with their young players? So Connor Bedard here, 86 overall in junior. That's just, what am I supposed to do? What are you supposed to do? He's literally highest rated player on the team. They sent him down. And then the Sharks here, Will Smith, he's a 77. So I guess I get him, you know, playing the AHL. Maybe I should have bumped him up to like a 79 to make sure he did make that jump, but too late now. Maybe he'll grow during the season. He'll get the call up. So we'll start simulating here, guys, and see how the 24-25 season goes. And now look at this, guys. I've been trying to dump off some more salary, offering us JT Comfort in a third for 2 seconds. I'm going to say no. I don't really see that trade happening, but if there's a trade that comes down that, you know, makes realistic sense. JT Comfort in a second, a third from Yzerman. You know, he's offering it twice. Let's just say yes. Let's have some fun. Maybe the Ducks they have some cap space, and this year they're actually simming okay. Like they're, you know, 13-10. And look at this, guys. Seattle Kraken fire their head coach. So the game does not like Seattle in this sim. I mean, goaltending wise, definitely, you know, still a bit of a question mark there, I think, with Decord, Grubauer. How are they going to do? The Ducks, after they made that trade for Comfort, actually started doing worse. And so at the trade deadline now, guys, I would definitely say the Ducks are like conservative sellers. They started doing worse, like I was saying. So I'm just going to enter the trade deadline for a second. I think then we'll see who's on the block. I can sim through it all, and then we'll look at, like, you know, the page of trades afterwards. Matty Beniers, wow. Seattle blowing it up here. John Carlson, so I guess the Capitals aren't doing as good as they'd hoped. Eric Carlson, I mean, if the Penguins are again outside of a playoff spot, you could see that. Byfield there does have the extension. It's not being shown right now. Like, what was it? 5 years, $6 million. I thought it was really, honestly, a good contract there with the Kings. Brandon Montour, of course, they just signed. Seth Jones, good luck to the Blackhawks trading that contract. Who else was on the block there? Tarasenko at the Red Wings, so I guess we're not doing too great. Larson there, Patty Kane, Connor Murphy. I mean, the Blackhawks, if they actually played Connor Bedard, might be doing decent, but all right, we'll just sim through this and then take a look at all the trades. Patty Maroon here is on waivers. Blackhawks no longer want him. I thought he'd be like a nice, you know, 4th line addition. So, like I was saying, guys, going to go activity here. Player and pick trading. Carolina gets Patty Kane. Dmitry Orlov going back the other way. Interesting. Must have been for salary. I mean, I said how the Hurricanes had really good defense. Forward depth wasn't there, so the trade makes sense. Vegas adds Marchenko and Nylander there from the Blue Jackets. You know what? Nylander's actually a guy I missed. He should have been a free agent. That's my bad. I think, you know, he's lower rated. It's probably why. Chaz Lucius there goes to the Penguins for 2 picks, 2 others that aren't that valuable. Carolina trades away Kokoniemi to the Philadelphia Flyers. I think just clearing cap space. They get a 3rd round pick, Hathaway, a couple others. Chase Stillman to the Flames there. Devils just get picks. Andrew Kopp to the Blue Jackets. Yzerman's really trading away, guys. Jets there get Martinez. Blackhawks get Rutger McGroarty. What? And Iafallo for Martinez. What a trade there by the Blackhawks. I mean, wow. McGroarty's definitely going to go for more than Martinez, especially since he's on a 1-year deal. That's just a rental at the deadline. I mean, good for the Jets being in a playoff spot, but giving up McGroarty and Iafallo for Martinez, that is insane. They also give up Milic there, World Junior Canadian goalie, get a 4th round pick. Daniel Sprong, who I guess signed with the Red Wings, he goes to Carolina. Red Wings get Bradley Nadeau back. That's actually a really good return. Let's see, Adam Lowry there to the Capitals. Interesting. Jets get back TVR. Xavier Bourgault was on the Senators. They just traded for him. And Jake Chason. I'm pretty sure they got both those guys from the Oilers, and they trade them both to the Blue Jackets there for a couple picks. And Kubalik going back to the Senators. I guess he signed the Blue Jackets in this. Sealer there, Barbanov to the Islanders. Varlamov to the Flyers. Interesting. Connor Murphy returns to Arizona, really Utah, from Chicago. Brendan Othman to the Buffalo Sabres. The Rangers just get back a couple picks. And then Nico Sturm to the Kings for Joel Edmondson. There's also a couple picks added, but all right. So I guess Patty Kane, the Hurricanes, definitely that was the big trade. And I guess almost, you know, McGroarty there being traded for Martinez. I don't know what the Jets were thinking, but we'll sim through the rest of this, guys, before we take a look at the standings. There's really no point now and see where everybody ends up. All right, guys, so I just finished simming through the season. As you can see there, the Ducks didn't have a great year, 35, 41, and 6, even after trade for JT Comfort. In the Pacific, Oilers there win the division. They actually started out pretty slow, kind of like real life this year. I think they were like 6th, maybe 7th place in the fall. Then all of a sudden, they really turned it on, and they passed Vegas, who had a huge start. Canucks there get in. That's it for the Pacific. But you do have the Sharks, who all of a sudden have a big bounce back year, 85. The Flames do decent, honestly, better than I expect them to do next year. The Kings kind of fall off. Ducks actually tied them in points. And then the Kraken, their last in division, definitely a big surprise. We'll look next here, guys, at the Central. The Wild win the division. Wouldn't expect that. The Blackhawks get 2nd. Don't play Bedard. Trade away Connor Murphy, and they get 2nd place. I don't know. Dallas still gets in. Arizona/Utah gets in. Nashville barely squeaks in, even after all those additions. The Jets were adding. They actually missed by a point. Oh my gosh. And they traded away McGroarty. Colorado also misses by a point. So the Central there was very, very close. The Blues get last. I don't really see the Blues making the playoffs next year. Nor do I see the Blackhawks, though. I think the Avs and maybe the Jets are definitely both going to get in. So I think Blackhawks, probably either Utah or Wild, are going to be on the outside. We'll look at the Atlantic Division next. Florida there wins the division, followed by the Maple Leafs, Bruins, and the Senators. Interesting. Montreal had a pretty good year, 90. Lightning 89, but they miss. Buffalo, kind of what you'd expect. And then the Red Wings 69. They would be last NHL. We'll have to take a look at the entire league after this. Hurricanes win the division even after, all the losses. Blue Jackets get in. No way. No way that happens next year. Pittsburgh, Washington, both in. Rangers out. Wow. And then the Devils last in the division. The Devils should be nasty next year. So definitely some surprises here. Edmonton at the top of the league. I think a lot of people, that is their pick. I think Vegas will still be strong. Same with Florida, Toronto. Boston, should be back. But yeah, some of these teams getting in. Definitely surprised. I should mention too, I had the attribute effect slider set to 9 out of 10, so supposed to give you the most realistic sim results, and still some crazy things happening here. Last place in the NHL is actually the Kraken, not the Red Wings. Okay, so at least the Red Wings there and didn't get last. And in terms of the entire league here, guys, Kaprizov, Art Ross Trophy. I mean, if he goes and puts up 123 points, the Wild probably do get in. He's followed by McDavid, Zuccarello having a huge year, Matthews, Eriksson Ek as well. How did they pop off that much? Draisaitl, Nylander, Hyman, Kadri 101. So he was trying to will the Flames in. Oh my goodness. Marner there, Reinhardt. So yeah, Stammer 97 with the Preds. Wow. Honestly, I'm trying to think. This year he had like 40 goals, 80-something points. 97 though for him would be huge. Kind of just like FU, I guess, to the Tampa Bay, front office. So pretty cool to see. In terms of the goals, you've got Matthews with another Maurice Richard. Is that back-to-back-to-back, I think? Defensive scoring here. You got Bakar leading the way. Yossi, really good plus-minus. In-game, he actually probably does win the Norris because of that. Goaltending here. Skinner most wins. Oh my. Save percentage for starters. Jamie Swayman getting the full start in Boston and making good use of it. And then goals against here. Also, Jamie Swayman just barely beating out Adin Hill there. .001 better save percentage. .001 better goals against. I think that'll be the difference there. Him winning the Vezina. Although Hill had 5 more wins. So maybe it does go to Adin Hill. And then rookie skaters. Can it be Celebrini? He puts up 91 with the Sharks. Oh my gosh, that's why they made the playoffs. Only an 82. Absolutely destroyed. And I think they had him playing first line center too. Sharks fans would love that. If Celebrini came in and put up 91 points. I don't see it happening, but yeah, that would be absolutely outstanding. So we'll sim to the playoffs here, guys. Obviously, we're not in, so we can't see the matchups. We'll just have to sim the whole thing, take a look at the playoff tree afterwards, as well as the awards. And look at this, guys. EA predicts the Toronto Maple Leafs win the Stanley Cup in 2025. They hold on to Mitch Marner. They decide, you know what, we're going to take one more try at it with this core. The Devils pick first overall, jumping from 6-1. So that means they get James Hagan. To go along with Jack Hughes, Nico Hischier, Simon Nemeth, Luke Hughes. Are you kidding me? That's insane. Ottawa picks third overall with Detroit's pick. I would absolutely lose it if Detroit finally picks top 3 and we don't even have the pick. So I'll take a look here, guys, at the playoff tree, the awards, all of that good stuff. So the Leafs here with the Bruins in 7, round 1. Defending Stanley Cup champion Panthers in 6. The Blue Jackets in 6 in the conference final. There is no way. I mean, honestly, if the Blue Jackets play the Penguins and the Senators, they could get there. I just don't think any of those teams will probably be there. And then the Leafs beat Arizona, really Utah, in the Stanley Cup final. So Matthews gets to beat the franchise that kind of stole his childhood franchise. Maybe because of that, he pops off. You got Arizona/Utah there going through Minnesota, Chicago, and Vegas. Chicago, I don't see ever making second round of the playoffs next year, but I mean, you never know. And you had Matthews there with 23 goals in 25 games for 32 points. Definitely taking home the Conn Smythe Trophy, 105 shots. Dude was a machine. Marner also had 32 points, 23 assists. So it looks like he assisted every one of Matthews' goals. Tavares, Nylander, Domi, the top 5 are literally all Leafs. That is crazy. So, like I was saying, guys, take a look at the awards here. I think we know all the teams. Individually, Kaprizov, Art Ross, and the Hart. You got Bouchard there, James Norris. He's definitely going to get paid after that season. Kaprizov, Lady Bing. Celebrini, of course, the Calder. You got Marner, Conn Smythe. Adin Hill does get the Vezina because of the extra wins there. You also got the William Jennings Trophy. Martinez, Bill Masterton. Still not really worth Rucker McGroarty, in my opinion. Capitals coach, Jack Adams. Barkov, Selke. First year, Bergeron, of course, retired. Kaprizov, Ted Lindsay. Matthews, Maurice Richard. So, interesting results there, guys, in this sim. Would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. And as always, guys, if you enjoyed this video, leave that thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.